What up, Philly? Haters gonna hate, Eagles gonna fly, baby. Here we go.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Spotted with me, Queen P.R. It's Monday. Hey, Tiffany. I want to say hi to you because you commented early, like you was waiting to get in. You wanted all of the top rope tea. So I want to say, hey, Tiffany. I want to welcome everyone back to Spotted, where WWE meets pop culture. I give you all of the news of what your favorite wrestlers are up to outside of the ring. As you can see, Brie Bella was on the field in Philly after they clinched their spot in the Super Bowl. If you know, the Bella twins are longtime Eagles fans, so they were very excited. And I learned that that was Brie Bella's first home Philly game. And that was surprising because we know how dedicated they are as fans. So good for them getting to celebrate their team. Hi, Jack. I am glad that it's actually not Hogan in the comments. But yeah, so we are back, here every Monday before Raw, where we talk about all of the wrestling news that happens outside of the ring. So we have a long show ahead of us because we have a lot of fun stuff that's been happening. A lot of things have been dropping today. So you know what? Let's get into it. So our first story of the night, Undertaker was spotted on the cover of the new WWE 2K25 game. I was so curious on who they were going to choose to be on the cover because there's so many amazing options these days on who could be on the cover. So the Undertaker, my personal opinion, I think they could have done better. I think they could have chosen someone different. You know me, I'm always rooting for a woman. I'm always like, there were no Rhea, was it? Oh, she was last year, right? I mean, it is what it is. He is a legend. And I'm not a gamer. I don't know the history of 2K25, but I did learn that his whole career hasn't been covered in the game, I think. So if this is a moment for that and people get to play his, whole story, and, the Undertaker's been around for a while. So I guess that could be good. If the cover is dope, you can't really go wrong with Undertaker imagery. He's an icon. Oh, Matt, what did you hear about some of the game modes? Let me know. I'm very excited. Welcome everyone who is new to pop culture. Welcome. Thank you for tuning into Those Wrestling Girls YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. To answer your question, Random Nerd Cycle, this Stone Cold poster is from a WWF magazine that I bought at what was that in Philly? 1300 Arena. But yeah, so I bought a whole bunch of like really retro stuff. Like I have like TV guides somewhere. I really like racked up. I got a lot of cool stuff. But on the other side of that is actually a Sable poster. So it was one of those pullouts in an old WWF magazine. So that's where I got my Stone Cold poster from. I think it was like $7. Hey, Letty. Yeah, I think Brian H. Waters, to answer your question about having another edition with women, definitely possible, definitely possible. So let me know what you guys think of the cover. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you guys already plan on getting the game. If they do have like a deluxe cover, like who do you guys see on it? Hey, for Sides of the Ring. So yeah, is this a good follow-up to Rhea and Bianca? Because those deluxe edition covers were fire. Fire. So let me know what you guys think. Next, Big E is out here in these acting streets, yo. He is booked for another role, a Marvel show at that, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man voiceover. And he just did a guest spot on Laid, which was a really, really funny show. That I enjoyed. And this is not his first, voiceover work. Like he's done a lot in that space on Adult Swim shows. The showrunner was like very excited to work with him. Kofi Kingston even like trolled him about it online, which I want to say is just like love, they're brothers, they're fighting right now, him tweeting about it, is really his way of showing his love. And I really hope that Kofi does not stop showing love in this way. Him and Xavier Woods, because I'm like all the way all the way here for the messiness. But yeah, I'm excited to see Big E on this show. He has an amazing voice, perfect for these sorts of roles, and why he was recommended for the role. So we love stuff like that for sure. Yes, we are very happy for Big E. Grand Marquis, I do miss Sasha sometimes as well, but never say never. So next we have, this was really, really, really cool. So Saturday Night Live right now is in its 50th season. I know, right? Crazy. And it's been good this season. And I think it's been tapping into what it needs to tap into. The same, honestly, I think with WWE and Triple H. But one of the cast members was spotted wearing NJPW shirt. Like, boom, right there in view. Like, how cool is that? Like, do you know how many people watch SNL? Like, a lot of people. So to see somebody really rocking that shirt on such, like, the ending credits is the credits. Like, everyone pays attention to that. That's when all the cast is on stage at the end of the show. The musical guests, the guest host, the main stars, they're the ones that kind of end the night. So Bowen Yang is one of the comedians on the show, and I've been kind of in an SNL loop ever since the Peacock debuted that documentary, which I highly recommend if you like SNL or appreciate where it stands in pop culture. I would definitely watch that. But yeah, to see that was really cool, and I saw a lot of people posting about it and being really, really excited about it. I love seeing wrestling on this stage, on this big stage. And guys, like, I know I'm probably going to say it every week now, but wrestling is cool again. The things that Triple H is doing, even things that, because I'm old, even things like collaborating with I Show Speed, like things like that. Let's go to that story. Like Triple H learning that he has to tap into every generation, and he really is. Like, we just came off of Saturday night's main event, and you really can't get more nostalgia. Those are the boxers. But if you think about Saturday night's main event, you can't get any more nostalgic than that. Like, the music, it's on NBC, people grew up watching it, and then you tap into I Show Speed, who's a streamer who's like, those are the celebrities now, like the fucking Twitch streamers that like do anything for views. But if you want to touch that generation, you have to tap into that. So yeah, he invited I Show Speed. Yeah, there it is. So he invited I Show Speed to Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, and says you can stream everything. He'll be backstage. He'll be, who knows what he's gonna end up doing. I would not be surprised, guys, and you guys can fucking quote me on this. If he does not enter the Royal Rumble, I will be surprised. like I will be 100% surprised, because I can see something like that happening, especially even if it's for like 30 seconds and he's streaming live. Come on. It kind of would be silly not to. Exactly, Rakarsha. He is very big. He might not be in my, orbit, but I am smart enough to know that you want to tap into him for sure. Drew Carey. So real quick, since we are talking about, we're in Royal Rumble season, we're in the week of Royal Rumble. I would usually be more excited. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to be in Indianapolis for the event, but I will be hanging out with all of my favorite wrestling friends here in New York. So I'm very, very excited about that. So real quick, my predictions for the women would be, I don't want to guess the women, to be honest with you. I just want to see how it plays out, because you got TNA girls, you got NXT girls, you got the Queen coming back, you got so much. I didn't realize Charlotte was going to be a huge contender, but I don't want to get too much into the Rumble, because I can go on and on about the Women's Royal Rumble. But for my men's prediction, I would go with CM Punk. And just to tie things back in, Roots of Fight is dropping a new CM Punk. It looks like a leather varsity jacket. Looks kind of fire. Complex is dropping a WWE line, Born and Raised, tomorrow at noon. I didn't see anything that wowed me, to be honest with you. Very basic designs, very surface level as far as like the wrestlers that they featured. And I get it. Like, capture that fucking casual audience, because they are coming in and I'm welcoming them in. Yes, Complex, do it. I love it. But Culture Kings has a really dope line if anybody is looking for some unique merch. There are so many dope wrestling merch brands out there, a lot of independent brands that I've been liking. Like, this is Storyline Tees, for example. Always been a fan of Storyline Tees, but there's a lot more that I've been discovering that have been working hard putting out dope designs. So I'm gonna try to showcase them a little bit more on the show, because I've been a huge fan of a lot of stuff. Let's go to the next story.
Best in the world, CM Punk. I'm the best sneaker show in the world. You know what time it is.
Oh my God, guys, I was CM Punk. So he visited Complex sneaker shopping again for the second time, and he spent a little bit more money. Had talked about Paul Heyman and how Michael Jordan was a Paul Heyman guy, and like, it was really cool. I don't want to give away too much because I want you to check it out, but he spends over $3,000 sneaker shopping. So just to say how much he spent the last time was $1,848.86. So even just one pair, the most expensive sneakers that he bought this time around were over $2,000, and those were the off-white Air Jordan ones, the UNC versions. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you spending a couple G's on those, and it's worth it. It's worth it, like, for sure. He did good. I like CM Punk's style in sneakers. I remember putting something up of a choice of ones that he decided to rock with the suit and with a gray suit, and I liked it. But a lot of people wasn't feeling it. But I think people are getting more into the sneaker and the suit combo. There's a way to do it. And just a plug, like, any men out there that want to up their style and you need a stylist, hit a girl up. Next, yes, Rakarsha, he is definitely he gonna talk shit the whole time. Like, he gonna talk shit the entire time he's handing you his credit card, but he's gonna spend that money on that. Actually, let's go to, if we have it, because Leon the King, welcome, says we need a CM Punk sneaker. Cody Rhodes recently had a sneaker designed for him by Mage75, who was a constant collaborator with WWE superstars, and he wore them when he came out to be Kevin Owens in one of the many times that he's come out to beat up Kevin Owens. So this is a closer look at the sneaker, his brand of red, white, and blue. I do like the gold check. I'm a gold accent kind of girl. But I do enjoy they're Uptowns, Air Force Ones for those who celebrate that. But they're Uptowns in my book. But yes, 4 Side of the Ring, the ones are definitely the new wrestling boots. And I'm gonna go on my fucking soapbox right now because I want to give that up to my girl, Nikki Bella. Okay, she made wearing, I think, don't quote me on that, but she's the first one that I noticed that always rocked ones when she was wrestling. And it always went very well with the style of her gear. So I'm going to give her credit for that. And the second girl that has the best sneaker game in the ring is my girl, Carmella. Well, more in the past, she got a little bit more experimental with her choices in Jordans. But there was one point in time where Carmella was hitting on all cylinders, sneaker-wise, okay? Yeah, Rakarsha, that is a lot of money. Maybe one day I could swipe my credit card and I'm spending, $3,000 on sneakers. That would be amazing. But let me know what y'all think of these Uptowns. Would y'all buy these? Let me know. A little too American flag for me, but live your best life, Cody. And shout out to Mage 75 because they made some dope shit. Carmella absolutely has swag. She can rock anything. I love her personality. She's my girl. I miss her. I would love if she came back for Rumble. For sure. Cool. All right, so let's take a quick break and check out this trailer to a movie I'm very excited about.
Oh, honey, I had that dream. Only dreams that we make come true are real. We're gonna wish away all those bad thoughts. 1, 2, 3.
I promise you, my son, our lives together will be special.
Where's your little boy's father, anyway?
Mister, I ain't gonna marry no circus freak.
He done let me over this.
Billy Wolf! I'm really curious to see what you can do with her.
You barely know him. He's the only man that's ever believed in my dream.
We got a job to do tonight. You go out there, you wrestle your heart out.
Maybe we can headline arenas. I know that we can.
I want to talk to you about putting 2 of my girls on your card.
My main event is heavyweights and their name.
Why would anyone want to limit the spectacle of competition based on gender?
Looks like we're cleaning up every night of the week now.
That was a little bit, I love you, YouTube, of the trailer for Queen of the Ring, a women's wrestling biopic that is going to be released to the masses. Queen of the Ring is a story about Mildred Burke, an iconic female athlete. I'm going to put it that way. But like I talked about in our last show, not only are we getting a story about women's wrestling, but there are a lot of actual women's wrestlers in the film, which I think adds to how organic it is and authentic. And that's what I liked about Heels. But your girl Naomi is in the film. She plays Ethel Johnson, a very iconic Black pioneer in the wrestling business during a time where we were not wanted in this space. But she is in the film and I cannot wait to see her in it. She recently posted about it. Also, she plugged, and I love that she did this. Shout out to Naomi, she's everything. She plugged A Lady Wrestler, which was a short film that was created a couple years ago about the history of the lady wrestler, and it was really good. I saw a screening at Black WrestleFest actually, and being able to be at a labor of love for the culture of Black wrestling in Brooklyn a couple years ago? Sheesh. And then also being able to attend the screening or having that screening be a part of it was just like really, really, really dope. And shout out to Naomi, yo, get them IMDb credits up. Like, I am here for it. Shout out to Nike 316. They have been following the show for years, and we have always appreciated their commitment and dedication, and just we love when you participate in the chat. It's everything for us. But I love the Raw on Netflix so far. I think it was such a important move, the best move that WWE could have done. I know it felt left field in the moment, but now it just makes so much sense that WWE would move into the streaming world. And the ratings are good. I read that Netflix Office is extremely happy with the numbers and how it's been going over. Viewership is double than what it would be on network TV, which makes sense. So it's very, of course, Nike 360. So I love it. I love it. And I'm glad that it's only bringing more fans to the business. And I can tell that it has, just from the amount of engagement that our channel has been getting, and people discovering us and being happy that those wrestling girls exist, because there's Black women talking about wrestling and they got back into wrestling recently and they're excited. So I love that. And I love that one of our OGs is in the comments. I love that the show has evolved to what it's evolved to, and wrestling in general is now up in the upper echelon of the world of entertainment, and I love to see it, which is why I love doing the show on Mondays. The drone mat is so, it's kind of like, wait, how did we always have this? And I remember at Rumble, maybe, when I actually first noticed the drones, and maybe they were like testing them out, but I remember us being like, was that a drone? Maybe it was Mania. If you went to WrestleManias with me, let me know which show did we go to, and we were like, oh my God, are those drones? And it's really, really cool. And next study of the night. So this was a story I was very excited to talk about, because I love me a secure woman. I love a woman that is about that bread, and also just wanting to empower the person that they're with. So I always wondered, and I know everyone else has, and Dom has addressed this in the past briefly, about how his wife feels about his storyline with Liv Morgan. It is romantic. They have kissed. They are very much convincing as a couple on TV, which is a credit to how good they are at their job. I want to put that out there first. But I'm sure a lot of people were like, I wonder, because he just got married. Like, he's like a newlywed. And I always wonder, like, what does his wife think about this? Like, this is so interesting. But I look at it as like, if I was married to an actor, where they're going to have sex scenes, they're going to kiss, they're going to act like they're in love with somebody. You can't, be jealous of, every single role that they take. And not saying that doesn't happen, but Liv Morgan was on Pod Meets World, which is the Boy Meets World podcast. And Topanga and Eric, and I forgot the other brother. He don't count. No, he does count, but he's later. But she was on there. I haven't listened to the full episode yet, but I have read that it's good. But she addresses the whole thing, having a romantic storyline with Dom and him being married. But she says he has a beautiful, strong, secure wife that is okay with him going off to work every week and us having a little on-screen rendezvous. It's very much in a Liv Morgan way, if you listen to it. But I love that, because it would just stall so many amazing stories if, Dom had to deal with that, or even like Liv had to deal with that. And it would be hard. Wrestling has so many romantic storylines. Like, it would be hard to really get good storylines like that if Dom, had to deal with things like that. So I think that's really cool. I love that Liv is, uplifting this other woman that's in the situation. So I thought that was cool. And if you listen to Liv on Pod Meets World, let me know what you thought about it. What was some things that stuck out, things you learned about Liv? That's what I like most about when they do those interviews, because they are asked different types of questions depending on like what, where they are, what platform they're on, and you like learn little tidbits. So let me know what you guys like. So This is cool. Very random, but I just like stuff like this. One of Bailey's friends gifted her this Macho Man painting for her bar at home. And it's so cool because, you know, Bailey is a huge Macho Man fan and she loves mezcal, and it's like looks like he's saying bar, but like in the Macho Man voice. So I think this was very cool and the kind of gifts that I'm all the way here for. And she hung it up. You can see it here. Let me know what you think about this. I was at Fanatics Fest, and she was doing a live auction signing for Fanatics, and she, you know, talking, you know, candidly with Big E, and I learned that she's a mezcal girl, and I was like, oh, you know, my sister is too, but I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna try it more. It's a little too smoky for me, but I'm gonna try it more because that's what Bailey likes. So for her to have, you know, this cool painting with that championship, I think it's cool. Let me know what y'all think.
What up, Philly? Haters gonna hate, Eagles gonna fly, baby. Here we go.
Yes, my girls were repping for their Eagles, like I mentioned at the top of the show. But let me know, I didn't see any WWE superstars posting about the Chiefs. I wanted to do like a little Super Bowl, you know, thing, but I didn't see that much. I want to know how you guys feel about this showdown for the Super Bowl this year. I was hoping it wasn't the Chiefs. Not because I may or may not have money on that. But I was hoping that it was honestly the Ravens, and because I would have won money with that team, and you know, something different. I'd be wanting to spice it up sometimes. But yeah, Super Bowl season next weekend. Oh shit. In 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks in New Orleans. And Kendrick Lamar is a halftime show. I want to know what WWE superstars and what wrestlers we gonna spot in New Orleans living it up at the Super Bowl. Best believe I will be on the lookout, and I will be spilling all the top routine on the show on Monday. So
Hey, I'm WWE superstar Maxine Dupree, and I just took Sheamus through his first ever Pilates workout. So if you want to see him and me hang upside down on machines like this in really complicated positions, make sure you go to the Celtic Warrior Workout channel on YouTube and subscribe if you want to see it first.
Brave change!
Brave change!
Brave change! Get me out of here!
Okay, guys, wrap it up. Let's go. We'll leave him here.
PG.
Yeah, we're gonna go get smoothies. Come on, guys.
Oh, hey,
See you, Sheamus.
Hey, whoa. Hey.
See ya.
You're coming back, right? Coming back, right?
Now let me tell you something. I've done Pilates before, and my sister is a hardcore Pilates fan. And let me tell you something, that shit is not for the weak of heart. If you do not move your body in certain ways, like, you know, she's a dancer, so her body's already used to like moving different ways or whatever. And I think Maxine Dupree might be like a, you know, something of the other than a wrestler where she's had to like move her body like that. But even these gym rats, go on TikTok and search gym rats do or bodybuilders do Pilates for the first time or something like that. It is hilarious because they can't take it. And it's usually women that's like, oh, you want to go to my Pilates class? Okay, let's see. And they cannot handle it. And I think that is so funny. I did watch clips from the video. It's on Sheamus's YouTube channel, the Celtic Warrior. And he does workout videos, and he's been doing it for a while. He's one of the first that had like a successful YouTube channel, like outside of, you know, WWE storylines and stuff, where he works out with different wrestlers. And it's really funny because some of them be schooling him. As fit as Sheamus is, he be like, oh, and a lot of times it's the women. Excuse me, watch the Charlotte episode, watch the Bianca episode. I think Mercedes did one as well, but he's always like impressed with their ability and stuff like that. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. I will put the link in the description. because it's definitely something that you're going to want to watch, especially if you're a Maxine Dupree fan, and I am a huge fan. I see huge things for her. But also, if you didn't know, she has a clothing line that is really cool that a lot of the girls wear. Like, you might notice it now that I say it, like they wear it all the time, especially to like work out. The name of the line escapes me at the moment, but I will definitely put it in here somewhere so that you guys can check it out, especially the gym girlies, the yoga ones, the Pilates girlies. There's definitely something for you. Jaunty. That's what it is. Jaunty. That is what it's called. Yeah, but the girlies wear it all the time, and it is super cute. So I'm very curious on when a new line is coming out. I'm gonna look that up and see if there's a new line coming out, and I will have the tea for y'all next Monday for sure. Mia Yim was a guest on Speakeasy. It hasn't come out yet, so I don't have a lot of details on it, but I do like to see my girl out and about. I like that varsity jacket she's wearing. So once that is out, I will definitely give y'all the tea.
Yeah. What's going on, man? Really awesome to meet you. Really awesome to meet you. Murdering. Thank you. You too. Nice. Thank you. That's awesome. Oh man, bro. Thank you so much, man. That's just cool. Yeah, that's just cool. And
we had some superstar link ups. I love when the musicians are involved in the show, and Cody Rhodes is exactly the person that you want them to mix it up with. Because he's everywhere. He's where it's at in WWE these days. And again, I love everything that Triple H is doing. We could go to the post that Triple H made about Travis Scott. And Travis Scott is the artist who is very polarizing, and he came out the Raw debut, he like lit it up in there, and he's a very controversial star. He has a very big connection with his fans. I don't get it. I do like a couple Travis Scott songs. He makes great music, but he has this deep connection with his fans, and Triple H was so correct on tapping into that, tweeting, WWE makes you feel. Travis Scott makes you feel. How we make you feel is everything we do. Congratulations, Travis. 4x4 is the official theme song of Raw on Netflix. I feel like I already knew that. Maybe Triple H just decided to tweet it. I like the song. I like everything about Raw being on Netflix, to be honest with you. I don't have any negative feedback on it. So the song included, I didn't know Travis Scott did it at first. When I first heard it, obviously, but now that I know that it's him, I love the song. I love that he's tapping into Travis Scott. I think I mentioned that there are talks on some sort of collaboration, like official collaboration between Travis Scott and WWE. And I would actually be really here for that, because I would be very curious. Travis Scott is very creative, and everything that Triple H says in this tweet is true. So if they do end up doing an official collaboration, I'm like all the way here for it. Yes. So Matthew McConaughey was one of the big stars last week on, I want to say, SmackDown. And he actually is a huge wrestling fan, and he enjoys going to shows, and he was there with his family, and he took a picture with The Undertaker and some other superstars. He was in Nia Jax's epic photo, whatever. Yes, I agreed. I could do 16. Mia Yim definitely has potential, but Nia Jax's photo with a little bit of everybody was in that shit. With Matthew McConaughey is the stuff that you live for, and the things that I'm loving. I'm welcoming that Kevin Owens mixing it up with Matthew McConaughey, and just the right way that Kevin Owens should. And why, if I was a wrestler, I would want to be a heel, because I would want to talk shit to celebrities. I want to talk shit to legends. I want to be despicable. I want people to be like, the nerve of you. Like, I want that. I want to make kids cry. Like, shout out to Nia Jax telling kids that their mom sucks. You know, in a wrestling, you know, spectator sort of way. Like, you know, don't be mean to kids. Don't be mean to kids. So I want to answer four sides of the ring question. If not Travis, was there another rapper you would like to see? Maybe Wale or Westside Gunn. Wale has actually collaborated with WWE, you know, several times. This is a great time to plug Wale Mania, actually, which will be going into its 10th year this year in Vegas, out of all fucking places. Yes, I'm so excited. But yeah, Wale has done many things with WWE. Westside Gunn has his own wrestling promotion and does a lot with AEW, and I think he did a pay-per-view theme song for a TNA pay-per-view. Don't quote me on that, but I will make sure I am right on that. But I think he did. So he is already kind of mixing it up. So I think that's cool. I think tapping into a new artist to go into this new era of WWE, which Triple H is definitely on that trend button. I think Travis Scott was a great choice, personally. Trish Stratus was on ET Canada, looking fabulous, talking about her cover that she recently did. It was her 111th magazine cover, Inside Fitness. And I love this because she has a huge relationship with the founder of the magazine. It kind of like came up together. So it was cool that they were able to share this accolade, and she's on the cover looking just as bomb as she did like almost 25 years ago. Trish, thank you, Trish. Like, I made sure I thanked Trish today. I hope everyone else did. But if you give me a second, I want to look up exactly something that was really cool and important that she talked about on the show, in addition to her time in WWE and a lot of other things. The link is going to be in the description, so you can check out her full interview. But she is launching a new foundation called Reach for the Stratusphere for Women Sports. And I just think that is the coolest thing. Like, even just reading it, it just gave me chills, because this is the time. If you are not investing in women's sports, and I count wrestling in that, if you are not investing in women's sports in 2025 as a person, because you should watch it, it's entertaining as fuck, as a company, as a brand, as anything, if you don't have your place in the fucking, you know, whatever of women's sports, you are losing out, because now is the time. Everything is popping off in women's sports in almost every sport. Golf is getting a come up. I went to Fanatics Fest, and there was a golf influencer that was on there, and she was talking about how she's opening the door for women in golf. Like, there's so much happening right now. So the fact that Trish Stratus, and I always talk about her eye for marketing and the way she has able to build her business since leaving WWE the first time, and celebrating like I think 25 years of her website, trishstratus.com. She knows what to do. And also, it's a come from. She is somebody that has dominated in a male dominated industry, took advantage of how sexy she was, and then still became a bomb ass athlete, and then like became a bomb ass wrestler and still got it. So I'm not gonna go on my Trish Stratus soapbox, but like, I think we should all thank Trish every day, because what she's doing. So Reach for the Stratusphere is going to invest there. It is going to uplift women in sports, and I'm going to play the video at some point tonight, so that you guys can see that clip from the show, because it's something that I really want everyone to you know, support, because that's exactly the stuff that I personally live for. So I don't know how y'all feel about the Cybertrucks. I think they're really obnoxious, and I don't support the company that makes them. It's definitely giving symbol of sign of wealth. Like, it's like, okay, if you're like considered like rich or like you're important or somebody elite, you have one of these ridiculous cars. Miz and Maurice, I love them. They about their money. They are entrepreneurs, and I will always love me a good power couple. Y'all know how I love the Miz. Y'all know how much I love Maurice. But they customized their Cybertruck. So they said, if I'm gonna have a symbol of how we are, I'm that bitch, and like we got it, we gonna customize our shit. Like, fuck that. So they added some additions to it. I don't care to know what it looked like before, but you could tell that there's like a patent black and a white, you know, some lighting, and they definitely made it their own. They made it the It Cybertruck. They're the It couple. They have the It family. Now they have the It Cybertruck. You know, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I don't know if those are mid ones. I'm mad at those if the Miz had on, but if they're not, I'm not mad at it. Like, do y'all thing, Mizannins. Undertaker spotted with Matthew McConaughey and Gorilla holding the Texans legacy title. Like I've said before, them legacy titles are the best thing WWE could have ever done. It is such a beautiful way to cross over into so many different things. Very cool, very cool. I love it. This was a very, very fun show. I want to welcome all of the newbies that are here with me, Queen PR, Monday night for Spotted, where WWE meets pop culture news. I get into fashion, music, celebrities, sports, a little bit of everything. It's where you keep up with your favorite wrestlers outside of the ring. I will tell you where I spotted them. I want to add, I think, a top rope tea section. I don't want to get too messy, but I do want to talk about some like interesting things, like Saraya breaking up with her toxic ass boyfriend and how I think that is the best thing for her. She's already outside more. She's already hanging out with the girls more. She has her memoir coming out. So I want this to be a very empowering time for Saraya. So stuff like that kind of top rope tea. You know, not too messy, but also like, okay, I see that. I recently, on a very random note, but I go down my rabbit holes, I am like fully obsessed with Drag Race again. I don't know if anyone is a fan, but it is like the most fabulous show if you love drag queens. I love drag queens. It's fashion, it's camp, it's everything you love about wrestling, honestly, besides the athleticism. Exist in drag, in the art of drag, and I'm obsessed again. So I'm gonna be like a little bit more spicy. I'm gonna be a little bit more extra, because if you watch drag queens all day, then that's how you're gonna act. Smooth Blackman, what's up? I feel like I haven't seen you in the comments in a while. Huge friend of the show. But yeah, Saraya Page, she does seem like she has bad luck in men. He did seem like, honestly, he got her sober or helped with her and her sobriety, which has been life-changing. So if that is true, I will appreciate him for that. And some people, they come in your life for a certain time, for a certain reason, and that doesn't mean forever. So maybe he was in her life for the time he was in her life to benefit her, or not in the way that he was meant to, and now it's time for the future. It's time to move on. But I will be sharing details as they come out about Saraya's book. I will give you more deets on the Queen of the Ring film, the Mildred Burke story that is coming out, featuring Camille from AEW, Naomi, Mickey James plays Fabulous Moolah, or Mae Young, one of them. But yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers in that movie. Also, Jim Cornette is in it. He plays NWA Commissioner, which I think is so fun. And then Kelly, the actress that played the main women's wrestler in Heels, is actually in that movie, which I think makes perfect sense. She's trained as a wrestler, and I think she like most people, the actors in the Iron Claw as well, they gain this appreciation for the art of wrestling because they have to train as one, and they realize like, wow, like this is so much to it, and it's pretty, has a lot of the same things that you need to be an actor. So I love things like that. I love seeing wrestling more and more and more and more in the mainstream. And it's going to get to a point where I'm not even going to have to talk about it because it's going to be such a regular thing in the same vein as the NFL and the NBA. And I love that. There's new sponsors coming in, like Angry Orchard was a sponsor for, I want to say Saturday night's main event. And that is huge. Like, that's a beer with the logo in the middle of the ring. So it's dope. Yes, pro wrestling is so cool. And of course, y'all know just like how I felt with Drag Race, because when it came on a logo, which was like the LGBT channel, I felt like it was like ours, like it was, and then it got popular. Now it's on MTV, and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, get out. I don't want all y'all fans. But then it's like, I do want all y'all fans, because I do want you guys to appreciate how cool that show is, the same way wrestling is. But then I'm like, everybody now want to be about it, but like, I've been about it. Like, those wrestling girls been around for like 6 years. But even just saying that, in the last month, our show has evolved because Those Wrestling Girls is officially a part of the Revolt Podcast Network, which is huge. We've always wanted to be a part of a huge network, and it's been a wonderful partnership. We have welcomed so many new people into the TWG family, so I really appreciate that. And if you like this show, please tweet about it, post about it, let people know they can come here Monday nights before Raw to kiki with me, Queen PR, on Those Wrestling Girls YouTube channel. And we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about all of the tea and what all your favorite, thank you, wrestlers are up to outside of the ring. I appreciate that, Brian H. Waters, and everyone who joined me tonight. New, old, I will see you next Monday night for Spotted, where WWE meets pop culture. Love you guys.